This year's NWSL Championship, the KC Current, had a record-breaking season. That's right, they became the first NWSL team to sell out every home match and broke the league's record for total goals in a season with 57 goals. However, they lost in the semifinals against Orlando Pride on Sunday. Captain and midfielder Lo LaBonta joins us right now. She is joining us as a CBS analyst for the championship game, and we appreciate you joining us here at the set. How you doing?
I was good. You were like building up my team, right? It was like all these records broken, and then we had to bring up that last game.
You still have a lot, though, to be proud of.
Despite the current loss, like Gayle said, there's a lot to be proud of, a historic season. How does it feel to be coming off of that year?
You lose a game, and losing a game always hurts, and I was sad for maybe 24 hours, but then you look back, and like you said, all those records we just broke, it's so much to be proud of, and I don't know if, I'm older, I'm getting more sentimental, but I truly am so proud of this team and our fans. Like you said, we sold out every home game, and we felt that. They, helped us win so many games at home, score so many goals, and now we have the city behind us, too, so it's a good time to be a KC Current player.
Yeah, and you guys went to dinner Wednesday night.
Yes.
You said there were a lot of happy tears.
Yes.
So you reflected on it. I know it had to be bittersweet for everybody.
100%. Again, no one wants to lose the last game of the year because you sit on that until the next season. But just looking at, we had new faces, we had a new staff, and to accomplish what we did in such a short time, it was amazing. And like I said, I can only look back and be proud of it.
Yeah, and now don't you look forward to next season because you said we're fired up, ready to go.
Yes.
You feel that?
I definitely feel that. We don't have much change going into the next season. So just to carry that momentum over, I think we're going to be deadly. We're going to be a good team next season.
Deadly.
So you'll have a lot to celebrate. You're known for your celebrations. They call you the Selly Queen because you're a viral moment. I am curious, you just let the emotion take you and you express it, or do you have an idea of what you're going to do ahead of time?
Both. I'm a very happy person. I like to enjoy life. Life's too short to not enjoy it. There's a couple you have to plan. I did Dirty Dancing with my teammate.
Yes.
We had to plan that because if I would have just jumped into her, she probably would have just threw me over her. But there's some planning. There's some that are, sporadic. But yeah, I just like having a good time.
Okay, so I'm curious about that. Let's stay right there because I played 11 years in the NFL, and even though Sundays, that was game day. It's serious, right? You got to go out there and get the win. Saturday night, I was in the hotel in the mirror practicing my dance move with my roommate.
Were you?
Yeah,
Gayle.
And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, if I score, this is exactly what I'm going to do. And my teammate's like, okay, and then I'm going to come in. I'm going to do it. So tell me you do that too. I'm not the only one, right?
But Lo, it looks so spontaneous, Nate, on the field.
Well, some of them, yes. But then some you have to do a little choreography, right?
I do think anytime I bring in a teammate on a celebration, and I always try to. Some of them are down, some of them not so much, so that's when I just go off on my own. But I will plan a little bit if I bring in a teammate, but if not, but seems like you have some that maybe you didn't use, I'll take them. Just send them my way. I'll do it next year.
We'll talk during the commercial break.
So game day tomorrow night, what are you going to be watching for that you go, ooh, this is good, or ooh, not so great? What are you looking for?
What matchups?
It's going to be a great matchup, right? It's number 1 and 2.
Why do you say that? Okay.
It's the number 1 and 2. They've been consistent all year. These are great teams. It's a huge mix of youth and experience, and I think that's what makes a successful team. One team has one of the best defenses, so that's Orlando Pride. Yeah. And so that's what's the saying, defense wins championships. But then you got the youth and the attacking fire on the other side. So it's going to be a great match. I'm sad I'm not going to be out there, but it is exciting to watch. It will be for sure.
People talk about Marta a whole lot, but there's another player on that team at the beginning of her career, Barbara Banda. Talk about the dynamic between a great who's in her late 30s and a soon-to-be great, already great in her early 20s.
Yeah, they're probably the most dangerous duo in this league right now. They have a great Orlando has a great defense, but then you have those two that on the attack, you don't even know what they're about to do. It's so unpredictable. They're so good. Marta, a legend already. She's done so much for this sport. And Barbara Banda comes into this league and just dominates immediately. So those two, for sure, you got to look out for. They're going to be doing something special.
We've been talking all morning about this stadium. I keep saying, I can't find enough adjectives to describe how beautiful it is. I keep saying love is in the details, and there's so many details that make this place very special. The first time you saw it, what did it mean to you? Jessica, the commissioner, told us she actually cried the first time she saw it. What did it mean to you? You get to play here. Yeah.
Being able to play here, I've been in this league for a long time, right? And no team has ever had their own stadium. You're usually renting from, sometimes in the beginning of the league, it was a baseball field.
Yeah, Darian told Jenkins that she on a baseball field.
It was a baseball field.
Yeah.
And so, like, the ball would bounce off of second base. You know, it was crazy things like that. So for me, the very first time I let this all soak in, it was our first home game. It was packed. We had a flyover. You could hear the fans, and it just sent chills through my entire body. Like, finally, we're making waves as female athletes. Like, the men have it, and we're getting there. And this now is the standard.
It's so cold right now.
It's the standard.
The field is covered. We were taking these aerial shots, and you can't actually see the grass because it's underneath the tarp because of the weather here. But I got to imagine when you come out of that tunnel and you got a city around you, and that first moment when you see the green of the grass, what's that like?
First off, this pitch, like, the stadium alone is amazing. This pitch, our grounds crew, they keep it pristine, like all
female
year.
All female grounds crew.
Yes. And it's so fun to play in, and you can play really good soccer when the field is this great. So credit to them. They get kudos too for some of our wins as well.
There's been more and more investments into this sport, and hopefully it trickles down to the youth so they can create feeder systems going into middle school, high school, college, and then pros. What advice would you give to young boys and girls?
I
hear the train. I hear the train.
Yeah.
Hop on the train of women's sports. It's moving, baby.
Here comes the future. Get on and get out of the way.
What advice would you give to young boys and girls who are looking at you and saying, I want to do that? And maybe even their parents who don't know how to start that career at a young age.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about investment in women's sport, but I think the investment needs to be there for the youth as well. A lot of teams in Europe had academies where a kid can sign up and they're brought up in a professional atmosphere, so they already know what it's like. I would love to see that here. I think our owners, for sure, if they haven't said already, they're probably starting to invest and do that as well, because we have a lot of clubs and youth around, and then they see this and they want to be here and play here. And I love that. And it's so inspiring. And that's what we're fighting for at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
We really appreciate it. We're very excited for what's happening here. Really nice to meet you, too. No, really nice to meet you. You can watch the championship game between Orlando and who are you rooting for?
The NWSL.
That's right. That's right.
Tomorrow
We're
on
rooting for
CBS
CBS.
and on Paramount+.
Oh, she's a politician, too.